Hey, y'all, just wanted to let you know about the 10-minute mark. Will and I got disconnected, but we sorted it back out, and it shouldn't affect anything for the rest of the show. But if there's a bit where you're jumping, that's why. Thanks for listening.
Can you,
Today we're making quick mozzarella, and this is a really simple recipe. As the ingredients there, you only use 4 litres of milk, full cream milk or whole milk. You need some lipase, liquid rennet, and some salt. And a little bit of citric acid. Anyway, we'll talk about that as we go through the process. Now, here's the 4 litres of milk we're going to put into the stock pot or your cheese pot.
All right, folks. It is the Red and White Cheesemaking podcast. And that was Gavin Webber, who is an Australian cheesemaker who has probably the most fascinating YouTube channel, at least in my subscription list this week. I highly recommend it. Here with Will. Everything is canceled except for the podcast. What's up, Will?
I just appreciate anyone who's got a stock pot full of milk right now.
Man, I'm telling you what. You need to watch this guy's channel. He is the Four Eyes of making cheese, man. He's like super chill. He's got that deep voice. And he starts off all his videos with curd nerds. It's fucking hilarious.
G'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds. Well, g'day, curd nerds.
I mean, his picture is a certified curd nerd.
He's so good, man. I'm telling you. He had this recipe of making mozzarella. He actually got super popular recently because of somebody tweeted something about, I'm locked inside and I'm watching cheese making videos, and it went super viral on Twitter, and he got really popular. He had 150,000 subs. I think he's up to 200 now, 200,000.
Yeah, +1. He just earned me.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I'll share the link with everybody, but man, like he had making mozzarella, and he just makes it look so easy. And
now, let me ask you,
it doesn't look too hard.
I was about to say, like, are you scared away, or are you going to make some cheese?
Oh, I'm definitely going to make some cheese. He sells little cheese kits, but I don't think he's going to ship to the U.S. But somebody out there's got to have some of the base ingredients that he uses. I just need to look around and find them. But like the mozzarella looked super easy, and he made it and ate it the same day. But I don't know about making cheese and then waiting 2.5 years for it to age and then eating it. Because he was making Parmesan and cheddar and pecorino, and just, man, it's awesome. I just don't know if I had that willpower.
Where do you just store it in the fridge during that whole time, or does he have Yeah,
so he talks about how to store it, and he basically shows you how to wrap it in cheesecloth and put it in the fridge at a specific temperature. It's not like refrigerator cold, but it's not warm. It's like 50 degrees, probably somewhere in there. And he's got a cheese fridge. Like most people have a beer fridge, he's got a cheese fridge. But yeah, it's so interesting, man. It's super chill. But my wife and I were watching the mozzarella one, and we were laying in bed, and I flipped to the Parmesan one. We were both like zoned out, just like watching this for 20 minutes. Watch this guy make Parmesan. It was awesome. Super interesting. Yeah. So make some cheese, folks. You definitely check out Gavin Webber. His name's Gavin Webber. I'll share the link with everybody.
I'm just looking forward to like a week from now, how much further down the YouTube rabbit hole you've gone. Like when we report in, like, are you going to be a flat earther by week 3?
I might be. You never know what I'm going to find now. I'm in it now.
We'll do a memorial podcast for that dude who kept building rockets to prove that it was a flat Earth, who just exploded recently or whatever. So
it was awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I mean, there's so much interesting stuff on YouTube, and that's where we are when we're locked inside. And I don't know about anybody else, but I have a weird inability to focus right now. And it's not like I'm focusing on Corona news, but I'm not focusing on work or things I should be doing.
Same
Maybe
here.
It's like, I don't know if I feel like it's the inevitable's coming, or I just I don't know, man. I have not been very efficient the last few days, and obviously I've been watching cheesemaking videos. So
it feels like people still don't quite grasp how close this is to tipping in a very bad way. Now, it may be something where in the end you may not be impacted because you were young, but you probably know old people that could be potentially impacted. I'm definitely worried for my parents. My mom in particular has had issues with pneumonia. So this is something that's a little frightening. I guess it's good that my sister is a nurse and lives nearby her. So if needed, she'll at least get some attention. But yeah, it just, I have not been able to focus either. I've been, at work, I don't know if I've said who I work for here, but I work for a very large company, and we have been facing a lot of impacts from this. We're probably one of the few companies where it's okay to send out an email saying, like, this is what's happening today. I don't need that from, who sent me one today? Oh, TurboTax sent me one. And I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, I mean, a lot of my customers have been having to push out work that we've been planning on for months and years. It's a pretty crazy situation. And even with all that going on, I'm having a hard time taking my eyes off of the stock market and Twitter and, CDC pages.
I mean, it's crazy. So my sister is in charge of nurses for UNC hospitals. Mm-hmm. Maybe a division of nurses, whatever. But she interfaces with the CDC, and she texted me a little while ago and said they told us that the tipping point is going to be April 1st. Let me read exactly what she wrote me. I'm told on my end that April 1st will be the tsunami of positive patients coming in. And that's what it just kind of feels like nothing's happening right now, but so much is happening like in other places. Yeah. I don't know. It's really strange. Well, it's a really,
that incubation period's got to happen. It's going to start probably presenting. Man, it's going to be really interesting. It could be one of those things, I mean, maybe this turns out fine. And in 6 months, we're like, this becomes the punchline. But I think if that happens, it's because we got ahead of it. It's interesting. I've never had this many conversations with people where they really seem to be paying attention to something. People at least seem to be grasping that this could be serious. Maybe it's people are realizing the impact to old people. I don't know. It's certainly shocking. Well, I'm going to dodge that topic for right now. So,
yeah, somebody sent me an Instagram link this morning, and so I clicked on it, and I don't look at Facebook or Instagram pretty much at all. So this is the first time I've looked at it in a while, and I started scrolling through my feed, and I see people like at bars taking pictures and, like just being out. And I'm like, y'all are effing idiots, man. Like, it really, really annoyed me. And these are my friends, right? These are people I know, and they're just not, it just doesn't, I don't know, hadn't clicked, I guess. But, in 2 weeks, we're going to find out. I think that's kind of, we're all at the waiting, it's a waiting game at this point. But whether it's serious or not, there's no reason, there's no harm in not taking it seriously, right?
Here's how serious my friend took it. She drove to Kentucky yesterday to pick up a shelter dog that her friend had found with like 3 or 4 other puppies in a ditch on the side of the road. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to be stuck in this house for multiple months probably. So she literally went and got a dog. So some people are making lifelong decisions.
I've had a few people do that. Actually, a couple of my friends have.
It's a cute dog. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, one of my buddies was like, if I'm going to be stuck in this house, it's probably a good time to train a puppy. It's like, all right.
Oh my gosh. You're right. I haven't checked in, but seeing all these, I just went online and seeing all these photos of people. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a theory out there. It's called the overreaction paradox. And it's when the result of taking effective action is that nothing happens. which makes your effort seem unnecessary
Yep.
and like an overreaction, even if it was the right thing to do. And that's, that's kind of, I think, where people are feeling. I'm just like, man, just go home, Netflix and chill, do whatever you do at home, make some cheese, but like, just go home.
You should be hoping that if you go home and everyone does this, that, we're sitting here in a few months and we don't see this major spike. Like in Virginia, we're at 77 cases right now. With, what are we at? 1,200 people tested basically. And, even the officials today were saying that, because they're going to basically do a mass amount of testing in the next few days, it's going to show up as a massive spike because they're actually finally doing the test. And then you hope that you get that spike and then that it'll levelize and then it'll probably start climbing from there. But you don't want to see that, 2 weeks in a row kind of thing. It's crazy, man. I mean, stock market, right? We had another circuit breaker today. It's just been wild. Luckily, my company recovered today. That's good. So, yeah, it's I will admit I went and stocked up. Oh, guys, it looks like Evan has disappeared from the chat. So you are currently experiencing a solo pod while I try to text him. We got to hang on. So let's talk about toilet paper and paper towels and how many you guys each have in your closets right now. If this makes it into the recording, I hope you guys at least get back to us on Twitter. No. Still going on my end, Evan.
All right, we're back. Technical difficulties. Somebody's internet got the coronavirus. I'm not sure if it was mine or Will's.
Come on.
I legit had a freelance developer tell me that his internet got the coronavirus and he couldn't work today.
Well, I can actually add to that. There are so many people working remotely right now that our remote access apps crashed all day.
Yeah.
So it's real.
I wonder if this is going to change how traditional, maybe older companies view remote working. If they'll be more acceptable to it or open to it.
That's a good thought. You would think that if they're able to make it work, that they're going to see the value to it.
Right. Yeah.
Especially if you can reduce office space. I mean, that's something we've constantly done, is downsize office spacing. I actually just officially became completely work from home according to my company. So
awesome.
I guess I'll get to write off a little bit extra on the taxes this year. So that'll be fun. I could definitely use it for last year's.
Yeah.
I've worked from home for 2 years. I just didn't realize I didn't actually claim it.
Yeah, I've pretty much been working from home for about 16 years now. So I don't think I could ever go into an office.
I will say this. The only way you could get me into an office is my customer has a very new, modern high-rise here. And it's like the New York Times building that my friend's startup company was actually out of. And so you would have to have a very nice floor plan, open spaces, places for me to go, get some quiet time, and a fully functional kitchen. That's my minimum requirement.
All right. So to get to our notes, I wrote everything was canceled, and that was pretty much all the notes. But the NCAA made a weird ruling that they're going to give, and they didn't really specify who, but basically if you're a senior now and you lost your season, you can have an extra year. I don't know if that means people who, started in the fall and their, postseasons ended in the spring, or just spring sports, or what that's going to be, but it's going to be really interesting. And then somebody asked, what about the Pac-9? They came out on fire. you're having a really good year.
Yeah.
And you're going to have some guys that get drafted like, Patrick Bailey and, what's going to happen. I think it's going to be really interesting. I don't think anybody knows, what kids are going to do and what the NCAA is going to do.
Well, I mean, if you get drafted and it's a positive position, right? And if you get signing bonus money, you just go. Don't stick around.
That's very few. There's like 75 rounds of the MLB draft. It's ridiculous. And, I think if you're outside of, and, I don't know the intricacies of it, but there's very few that are profitable at that point. You get like a $5,000 signing bonus and a shot at the minors. So, very few people are getting life-changing money.
Yeah, I mean, you need that, 6-figure kind of thing, in my opinion. Right. If you're closing in on that, then it might be worth sticking around. I guess the one thing I was thinking about was, okay, let's say you have 10 seniors and they just lost their year and they stay on. Do you add 10, 1-year spots to your roster limit? Yeah. You got to, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Because you can't penalize a freshman.
Yeah. I think that's what they're going to have to do, which is, I mean, imagine the depth some of these teams are going to have in, all kinds of sports. Because, most of these kids aren't trying to go pro. They'll stay an extra year to stay an extra year in college, go to grad school for a year and then play your sport for another year. Absolutely. That's going to be a huge, huge deal. It's super interesting.
Yeah. I'm more interested to see, have they made any decision on the seniors or juniors for basketball?
No, I hadn't seen that. I can't imagine they're going to let them come back. I don't know what would happen there. It'll be wild.
They should do, like, if they want to, they should do like an exhibition tournament at the beginning of the year. Maybe make it like a free for all. Maybe you just get all the guys that got impacted and you just say, all right, we're just going to put you guys all together. We're going to get some random coaches. We're going to like AAU this thing.
I mean, it would be something. I'd be curious how many of them aren't already in Europe or wherever they're going to go and play, assuming borders open up and all that stuff.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, man, how do you think they're going to get there and play?
Yeah.
No one's playing anything right now. Man, my golf tournament 3 weeks from now got canceled.
It's tough.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it was funny because I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the range today, start getting back in the swing of it. And the first thing I do is check the website and it's like, hello, we have shut down. And I'm like, come on, man, it's golf. Like, you are automatically social distanced for safety.
That's what everybody was hoping, that the professional golfers will be able to play, and just stay away from people. But
you could have at least like let them go off in singles. Like maybe you take like the top, 36 guys or something like that.
I played last Thursday, and me and a friend of mine were playing, and neither one of us would touch the pins. Like it was just one of those days. We're like, all right, I played really well for the first time this year, but we were both just like, nope, this is good. Not touching these pins. Glad they made the rule.
I thought you were implying that I thought you were saying like you just didn't even get it anywhere near the hole.
Oh no, I played really well.
You were like, I'm gonna putt like within, all right, 3 feet within. Cool, we're good. All right.
No. I legit. I was rolling the ball. I think I shot 73 or something.
This sucks because I think right going into the winter, I was starting to feel really good. At least my short game, I was actually feeling really, really good about. And this is just a bummer. And that's our golf talk. Okay, next thing here.
On the basketball, talk about basketball roster and how to balance expectations of the most talented roster in years with starting a true freshman point guard in an offense driven heavily by the point guard decision making. In addition to the cheesemaking, of course. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit before, and I think that is going to be one of the interesting storylines of next year. Is like you're adding a ton of players, and a ton of talent, but you're adding a ton of guys that have not played college basketball before. And I think that's going to be, the dynamic that we don't really know what's going to happen. The point guard position in particular, got some other questions of who's going to be our point guard. I imagine Sebron has got the leg up just from being here. And, he hasn't played college basketball, but at least he's practiced against these guys. And, I think I think you'll see a rotation for a while until somebody kind of stands out. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think, Daniels will probably get some run at point guard. Braxton will get some run at point guard. And then, you'll be splitting between Cam Hayes and Sebron. And then you might see, Shaquille Moore get some PT. But I think you're going to see a serious rotation there, which should be good, right? Because you don't rely necessarily on one guy like we have in the last couple of years.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to bank on someone will transfer. They're pursuing a multiple grad transfers right now. And we are at the max limit. So the next person that would commit theoretically would be taking us over the limit. Which I think is pretty.
It's got to be somebody like Atticus Taylor, right?
It's tough. I don't know. I don't even quite know what Atticus's role was supposed to be. I'm going back there. I actually was thinking about it today while I was walking the dog, so I apologize, folks. But what I was thinking was, okay, does the NCAA hit us and restrict us with a scholarship? One, right? So if they're trying to bring people in and that's happening and we're at the limit, that means they think 2 people are leaving. So I'm going to go under that assumption for right now if they're playing it safe. I would think you're going to see Braxton Beverly start at the point, and then you'll see maybe Devin Daniels, and then you will see whoever is ready among the young guys. The good thing is if any of those guys clicks right away, then you can basically, you'll be able to shift them in, and within a few, you'll know against like the smaller scrub teams to start the year, right? Whether or not you need Braxton on the point. But I think they have a lot of faith in him. You saw Devin bring the ball up the court a lot. So, assuming both of them are back, and I would be shocked if either of those two transferred, I think they're like kind of the starting options. And that's going to be really interesting because they're neither of them are like facilitators from what I recall. Right. Braxton is more than Devin, right? But Devin Daniels isn't going to be operating the offense, I think.
Yeah, he's more of a score first kind of guard. Right.
It's got to be, no matter what, it's got to be the DJ Funderburk show if he doesn't leave early. Oh,
man.
Because here's the thing, right?
I don't want to think about that.
If he did, it would be Europe. Is what I would think. And I would just, right. I'm guessing there's going to be a stigma around Italy, Spain right now, cool. Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like those are a lot of the times that's where people are going to play ball, right? Greece, maybe. And sure as hell, like people are going to be, holding off against China. So maybe this is a year where a lot of guys might actually stick around just because there might be an unsure situation. But at the same time, like the NCAA, this is all banking that there's no snapback in the fall with any kind of virus issues and things like that. But
right.
I would think,
man,
yeah,
I just can't see who would leave other than Taylor, right? If I'm looking at the roster,
yeah,
like Braxton, I don't see why Braxton would leave unless, playing time. He's going to get his. Daniels transferred in. I don't think he's going to transfer again. He's going to get a lot of minutes next year. Any of the key guys, I don't know who the hell's going to transfer.
Someone always leaves, right? Someone, either one of their crew, I'm trying to say it the nice way, right? Tells them that they got better opportunities. Going back to the roster here while we're talking, here's the thing: AJ, Atticus Taylor, Pat Andrew will be gone. CJ Bryce will be gone. So you have Jericho, Sebron. I mean, he's got good size, 6'7", 205, 6'6", 205. So he's about the same size as Jericho. Now, I mean,
yeah,
what minutes will be there? I don't know. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe someone will actually just stick around for once and be a body. I mean, let's see. We're losing Danny Dixon. He doesn't fill that role, right? He's probably not going to be. He's considered a forward. I don't know. It's tough. I mean,
we're just speculating on who. You look at the roster, and there's just no easy candidates or who's going to leave. It just seems like he will be the only one because he didn't play. Right? He's redshirted. He could sit out. He's already sat out, so he'll be able to play. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to actually go back through history and find some information about him because he's he came from a. Did he come from a community college?
I don't remember.
Southwestern Mississippi CC. I mean, I really always appreciate it when they get the coaches talk about who they are.
Yeah, I don't know. We could speculate on it for a while, but
here's the one thing I'll say: if his 37% from 3-point range shooting is real from high school or whatever, I'll take that.
Yeah, for 6'6", 205.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. It says he was a freshman at Southwestern Mississippi Community College.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, if he can't carve out a role, over the time period, I guess, maybe he'd leave. I don't know.
Yeah, pure speculation. Who knows?
Manny Bates will declare pro.
Oh God, don't do it to me. Don't.
Someone's gonna say, we can teach that kid to shoot.
Yeah. And then you have the Josh Powell, Cedric Simmons.
That
whole string of bigs that left early that shouldn't have left early. Oh, so painful.
I loved Cedric Simmons so much. He was there when I was at school, and God, I love the Cro-Magnon eyebrow. He was so intimidating.
He was good, man.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, it could have been.
I did read on Twitter, one of the Hoops Phenom folks said that Shaquille Moore has really improved his jump shot a lot, which is the one knock people had on him. He was a defensive hustle effort guy, super athlete. A lot of people said that he wasn't an offensive threat, but from what people are saying, he's gotten a lot better shooting the ball, which I think it's important that he recognizes that and works on it. So if that's accurate and not just a one day thing, then that's a good sign there because you really like that effort kind of guy. I'm really excited to see him play.
There's some minor chatter that maybe a Josh Hall looks to go pro.
Oh God, don't do it to us.
I mean, here's the thing: if you're gonna go pro and it happens before you get here, more power to you, man. I think it hurts me more when they're a 1 year guy because, God, you hope you really hit it that year and you don't lose anyone because you focused on that person, right?
Right. Jalen, look you. Yeah.
Well, all I'll say is, that guy from Virginia Tech is transferring.
Landers, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to be going to Texas A&M, I would assume.
I mean, yeah, but apparently we reached out. I mean,
did we?
Supposedly.
Huh.
It's Jake. Well, of course, I don't know who the hell Jake Weingarten is, but he says UCLA, Oregon, Pittsburgh, South Carolina, NC State, SMU, Creighton, DePaul are some of the suitors involved for Landers Nolly. 3 years remaining for the VT transfer.
He killed us. He was on fire. Of course we would reach out, I guess.
I mean, why not, dude?
Yeah. Weird.
If you're going to be, what do they call it? Wolfpack hero for the day. Oh, do we have anything about Giglio in here? In our notes?
No.
So Joe Giglio's Wolfpack hero of the day,
I think that second G is silent, by the way. It's Giglio.
I'm not. No, I'm going full on Giglio. Okay. Just like I say GIF, I'm not saying GIF, people. It's insulting to my mom and her peanut butter.
Yes. God, thank God.
It's let's talk about that for a minute. It's graphic image file. Graphic.
I mean, add a T to the end of it. You don't say GIFed. Like it's then the argument is, well, the guy who created it. Well, the guy who created it's an idiot. Like he knows how to do graphics, but doesn't know how to speak.
Also, question I've always had: the guy who created it, did he actually like monetize it in any capacity?
I don't think so.
Ugh, that's gotta be the worst, man. Seeing like the one thing you nailed and like you don't get any money for it. Oh.
But it didn't get popular until last few years. Like they were out there and people were using them like for flame animations on your website, but not like that. Not like it is now.
Give the man a damn Bitcoin, Evan. That's all I'm saying. Give him something. Yeah.
Keep my Bitcoins, man.
All right, sorry to go off track there. I don't just GIF and GIF just makes me so mad, and you can tell that people aren't confident because like my friends will use it interchangeably, and I'm like, you got to commit. You're either a GIFer or a GIFer, man. Come on.
Yeah, don't be a GIFer. It's a J.
It's
peanut butter. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Back to basketball. I hope a guy like Sebron can step up really fast. It would be great to let guys do what they're naturally good at. And
yeah,
it would suck to have a ton of talent on the team. Say we are maxed out on that roster and then we just don't have the point guard ready to go. That would be a bummer.
That would be weird. Sebron is weird, man. He's 6'5", 6'6", point guard and a pass first point guard at that size. Like that's like Magic Johnson size point guard.
I'll take it.
Isn't that wild? I keep seeing those numbers.
Who was the guy at LSU that went pro? I don't even know if he's even doing much right now, but he was the giant dude who was the point guard.
I mean, Ben Simmons, he was the point guard, right?
I thought he basically played point for them, or was he a quote unquote point forward?
Yeah, I think he was a forward.
Oh my God, he's probably a point guard in the NBA.
Yeah, Sebron 6'7".
Yeah, man.
That's pretty tall, man.
I'll take
Julius Hodge was 6'5", a 6'5" point guard, I think. Yeah, speaking of basketball, last one, I think somebody asked about it too. We have an open coaching spot.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to have Julius Hodge around just because it's Julius Hodge and he's one of my favorites. I don't really know, like, is he a good recruiter? Basically what you're looking for.
I don't think he's seasoned enough yet. Is what people will say. It just seems to be what constantly comes up is just might not be mature enough yet.
Huh.
No, you know what? I'll rephrase that. Polished enough. I would love to see him on the bench. If you put him in that third coaching position, I mean, that's what I would love to hear someone tell me. Break down what all these assistant coaches actually do. Because everyone treats the number one assistant as it's like the most critical piece of coaching out there. We'll take it.
Ask our boy James that.
I was about to say,
we get on one of his pods.
on our co-apocalypse podcast.
Yeah, we'll ask him what the breakdown is. I don't know. I mean, you want a guy who, if you want a recruiter, you want somebody who's like passionate about where they are. You probably won't find any more passionate about being at State than Julius Hodge.
That's true.
I mean, I think that would be.
You've got a lot of options though that have more experience. You've got
sure.
Someone mentioned Gainey the other day. Let me pull up this thread real quick because there's a guy whose name Levi Watkins is available.
The Herb coaching tree. Who'd have thought?
I mean, I get it. I mean, the dude was a boring old snooze fest of a dude, but it's not like he didn't teach basketball very well. He just taught the boring version of it. Boy, I can't, man. Herb Sindick. That guy. I was super passionate about football, and then every season during basketball, I wanted to shoot myself in the face. I just wouldn't even go to the games. I didn't even really go. I showed up just in time for Sydney Lowe. Ugh, that was a bum. A bummer, man. That is.
All right. We've reached a depressing part of the podcast.
Yeah, let's push through. Let's get to the good stuff, like football recruiting.
Football recruiting. Can we get some news, Brian Boyette? Can we get some news, good news, or momentum in football recruiting?
I've never. I'm just skipping to the next comment, which is I just want to talk about football recruiting and how UNC is smoking us and we need momentum. I have never seen a team get so much publicity for 7 garbage wins.
Yeah. Could
anything, that season is so, like, if you just go back and look at it, what SC did, what we did, what Duke did,
what Miami did.
Everyone, it's not like they out-talented people. They literally just sat back and everyone shit the bed so hard in the second half against them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it to them. They don't deserve it.
Yeah. Here's my thing with football recruiting and the Heels. The Heels are always going to get the Carolina fans. They're going to get those kids that grow up Carolina basketball fans at this point in the year. And everybody talks, they do a really good job of spinning the narrative. So Drake May decommits from Alabama, commits to Carolina, and they talk about how they flipped him. Alabama recruited over him, right? They got somebody better. So why are they going to keep him? And it's the same thing with Sam Howell. He was committed to Florida State, and then Willie Taggart gets hired and forgets to call him. And he feels neglected, and he goes to Carolina.
There's more to that too, right? Brewer was his main recruiter, and you can bet he cast some shade on his way out. Sam Howell was gonna. Like, I still think Sam Howell is just a buster who plays in a crappy part of our division and had everything break his way. He looks so dumb. He is dumb. I'm going to say it right now. You've nailed it, right? They have got away. They always spend everything in such a way that benefits them. They get lucky that local media just loves the stupid Mac is back stuff. And I'm sure for the local media, they just think it's fun and like whatever. They don't realize it, but that stuff, it really pays off in the end for them. And, this is just, I'm just going to say it. This is just the only downside to Doran's smooth, easygoing, like not going to rock the boat mentality is that it's really hard to market it. It's hard to come out as exciting. I think Tim Beck at least wants to be excited. Tim Beck has what I would like to call like raw dad energy. Like he reminds me of one of my coworkers who does like a great job with GIFs and memes. And I'm just like, you know what? Your children have taught you well, Tim Beck.
Yeah.
And he's such a dad, which might pay off. It just sucks that we don't get the spring game to see what these guys were cooking.
I was getting ready to say that we talked so much about how we wanted them to hype up the spring game and just all of that, and then all this happens and they get canceled. Like they're gonna do it. Like, yeah, we're gonna do it, and then nope. Are not happening.
Are the guys even still working out? Are they allowed to meet? Like, how are they handling this?
I don't know.
They should.
It also figures the 1 year that Carolina misses the NCAA tournament, the tournament gets canceled.
The only sweet justice is that they were the last game, and they looked.
Then they got smoked.
Oh my god, yeah. They looked like. They looked like they had gone to the future and seen that today we were all going to be social distancing ourselves. And they were just like, ooh, nah, we're not going to get rebounds. We're not you could tell they had definitely heard enough of it on their campus. God, God, it was so great to watch. And sitting there in Alabama, my friend, I'm in the heart of SEC country and watching my rival be destroyed. It was great.
Back to football. Jeff Butler, you said a 7-win football season is a must, but what would you feel about a 6-win season and getting the top recruits, Shipley and McLaughlin? And then somebody else, another question in this regards, better chance landing Will Shipley, Aaron McLaughlin, and Javari Ritzy sign with State, or State wins 9 games? I'm going to go say State wins 9 games. That's
my gosh. I think it's more likely we land those 3 than we win 9 games. Are you kidding me?
I don't know if either are likely, but I'm going to go with more likely 9 games just because you're banking on 3 highly rated kids.
I mean,
and Clemson's knocking around, and I don't know, man.
Could you imagine if we don't have a football season? How does this even work at that point?
I didn't even think about that.
Right? Do you expand everyone's roster by 25 for the year? Like,
oh my God.
At that point, like, America is just be like, you better play some damn football or we're going to riot. I don't care. I don't care about the 5,000 athletes' health. We need to see football.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Dude, I mean, I saw... no, look, we're not going to go full-on COVID-19 tonight, but we've got another week. We got to wait before everyone loses their minds. I think it's more likely that you would land those 3 than we win 9 games, though, because it's just too big of a snapback. And I don't think... if we had a good quarterback last year and it was just we had massive amounts of injuries, I'd say 9 wins is totally possible. But I don't even know what we got anymore. And we got a new system. And we're not going to get to install it all spring? No freaking way.
Oh. Man, you're really bringing me down. They didn't even think about that either.
I mean, they got to do something. I mean, okay.
Yeah, they'll give them summer workouts.
They've got to give them summer. At least walk, like no pads, you know what I mean? But like walkthroughs. Because if I'm these coaches and it's summertime and if these, if the cases dip or whatever, I'm sure that they are going to be like, you got to make up for spring. Like, And
that's crazy too, because summer camps is where they identify a lot of these kids and they watch them work out. Man.
Dude, I'm telling you, everything about recruiting this year is probably going to be, just bonkers, right? I mean.
Oh, that is bonkers.
I have checked my expectations about the season because of this, right? So it's more likely that we get a 6-win season just because it's.
But to answer Jeff's question, I would gladly give up an extra game and go to 6 wins and land Shipley and McLaughlin because I think they're both that good.
7 wins is worthless. I mean, obviously you see what UNC gets with it, but for us,
right,
7 wins isn't doing anything. Like you need the bigger question would be like, would you rather have a 9-win season or a 6-win season and get those guys? That would be tougher for me to say.
I'd got to go 9.
I'd rather get.
I want to win the games
because those two.
I think you're going to get talent though.
Well, Shipley, I don't. I just with quarterbacks now, man. I'm just.
Yeah.
Running backs though.
McLaughlin's so good.
I know. He looks good. He looks mobile. He's got speed. He's probably the real deal. If Porter Rooks can convince him, then by all means, retire his jersey right away.
I mean, the Shipley thing is going to be crushing, right? We've seen this. We've seen this before.
Oh, he's coming here.
Maybe not.
He's coming.
Not with such a connection, but man, like I feel like he's coming here too. But with Clemson looming, it's just so hard to be confident.
When Dabo gets coronavirus, okay, that's one off the board. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. This is just how we have to win.
Personal.
This is how we win. Okay. To quote.
Or Saban gets corona and then Dabo goes to Alabama.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
He would take everybody.
Better odds. Ricky Person makes it through a full season healthy, or State wins 9 games.
Easy. 9 games.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Ricky, man. I really want you to get healthy because I find him so exciting to watch. But he's just been injured for so long. I actually think that this is the one benefit for spring getting canceled is all the guys like that might be kind of coming back, right? They'll just get healthy, you know.
I'd love to know, the workout routines and what they're doing, what the kids are doing.
They got to be doing something. I mean, are they still on campus right now?
No, they sent everybody home.
So everyone's gone? Okay.
Yeah. What do you think the depth chart will look like on both sides of the ball next year? I don't know. That's one of those interesting ones. I mean, I think you're going to see a rotation at running back. We obviously know that. Devin Leary's your quarterback. We know that much. Beyond that, I think it's a crapshoot. I think cornerback position, you really don't know what's going to happen. Linebackers, how are they going to rotate? Levi Jones, Peyton Wilson, Drake Thomas, Isaiah Moore, Asius.
I have some guesses.
Go ahead.
I think probably Levi Watkins doesn't start the year, but finishes the year as a starter.
Levi Watkins?
Not Levi, sorry. Jeez. Vi Jones. Or jeez. What is it? What's his name?
Vi Jones.
Yeah.
Yes, Vi Jones.
Boy, I got Levi Watkins on my mind. First time that's ever been said out loud. So he won't be a guest now. I think Vi Jones is it's just percolating around that guy. There was chatter about him last year in the offseason, and he didn't transfer like Gunter's bitch ass. So I feel good about him. I think Savion's going to step up into his role. I think linebacker's going to be really interesting. There's a lot of guys there. And are they going to like really be active on the shifts or the rotation? Does a guy like Drake like step up and earn the starting spot? Does Asus hold it? There's a lot of talent there. It's gonna be really interesting to watch. I'm gonna say it right now. My man CJ Riley, he's coming back and he's gonna start and he's gonna get 800 yards. I'm saying it right now. On 12 catches.
Huh. 12 catches, 800. You heard it here first, folks.
I think I just think if he's healthy and if this offense is what I think it's going to be, it's the vertical flyer guy is going to get the reward. I think. So I'm taking a risk going on the book with CJ Riley. I thought he was going to be big last year too, and that stupid punt return or block or whatever he was doing. But otherwise, man, like who the hell knows, man? We don't have any data. We have nothing to work with right now. Like we don't even have Thunder Dan posting pictures of dudes losing weight. Like it's my Twitter feed has turned into 100% coronavirus. I've got like no sports aside from like the NBA players being like, I got coronavirus now and I'm okay.
Yeah. It's weird, man. I'm with you. My feed has got nothing. Every once in a while, women's basketball picture will pop up, and I'll retweet it. But that's about the only sports news that is out there, man. And I don't think anybody knows what to expect. Yeah,
I'm just writing in my answers to the next question right now because I'm daydreaming instead of thinking about what can happen.
Yeah, is there a home and home you would like to play? You would love to play? I struggled with this one. I wasn't sure. But I see you filling in. I mean, I guess there's a lot of them I'd like to play.
There's ones that I think it would just be great to go there. And that's what I'm using as my thoughts. Like, I don't care about Ohio State or anything like that. I want to go to Penn State just because I got a lot of friends who went to Penn State. I would love for us to get to go tailgate together. Oregon for like a night game would be awesome. I'm trying to think if there's any other like West Coast games I'd really be interested in. I don't care about like the Coliseum or anything like that. I think like Texas A&M would be great. I'd love to go there. It's probably actually the only place in the SEC I'd actually really want to go see a game. I'm trying to think if there's anywhere in the Big 12 that like is really could even like get on our level, I guess. Because that's right. I mean, like that's the other thing is like if you want to keep it in reality, like who could you actually get in an away home and home with? Did we have one?
Right.
Do we have one with Mississippi State?
Yeah, we do have Mississippi State.
Like the worst of the SEC teams to go. I don't want to go to Starksville or wherever the hell they play.
At least good thing is they won't be installing the air raid this offseason.
God,
either, so.
Are you kidding me? That mastermind of Leach, he got it
true.
installed in the first 2 practices.
That's probably
They got
true.
all they needed. They're ready to go. They're just going and flicking four verticals to each other, at home right now. I guarantee this. All the air raid teams are going to decimate everybody. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah. Feels like it, right?
They'll be the ones that come out and just run and gun like right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Speaking of the run and gun. No. Did you think of any place you want to home and home?
I'm thinking like Wisconsin. I've been there. It's an enjoyable
I would accept that.
game day experience.
You're going there
like
for the
that.
cheese, right?
Dude. So there's another side tangent. On my personal Twitter, Hokey Smash and I got started talking about beef jerky, and my man is passionate about beef jerky. And he sent me a whole bunch of websites to go to, and I ordered way too much beef jerky. And one of them was from Wisconsin. It was like summer sausage and cheddar cheese and bacon, and it all showed up. It's awesome. So I'm super stoked to try it.
Send me that website. That would be good. I went and bought. It's funny how this stupid thing has like changed the way I shop. Like when I typically shop, I'm like outside aisles the whole way. I'm like, I hit veggies, meats, I get eggs, butter, and I swing through to the dessert aisle just because I'm like, you know what, just in case. And then I move on through. And then this week I went in there and I was like, toilet paper, paper towels. And I don't actually need the toilet paper right now. I'll say this. I have 5 giant ass rolls. And I was like, you know what? I don't need to push it. I don't need to go in there right now. But I was curious. And I walked down. The whole aisle was just, everything was gone. And I was like, this is insane. And then the next day I went to just not even a step down in like economic part of the town, like a quarter step down. And there was so much toilet paper in the other store. And I was saying, I was like, you fucking rich people. Like, what are you doing? You're doing this wrong. You don't need to do this. How much toilet paper do you need, Evan?
I don't know.
I mean,
Depends.
Here's the thing. I've thought this through. I've done the math. Okay. Most people take a dump at work. Some people take 2 dumps. Is 2 additional dumps a day requiring you to go get 24 to 48 rolls of toilet paper? Like in the
I don't know, man. If you have kids at home now, they're not dumping at school.
I did not factor in the multiple little dumps. And the fact that they're not being judicious with their paper towels. Obviously, we should have bought a ton of bidet stocks is what we should have done. We should have invested in bidets. Right into us, folks. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, I do know somebody who runs a bidet selling website, and he is just rolling in the money right now, by the way.
I'm sure he is, right?
Yeah.
He's probably out of stock, and all his bidets coming from China. Sorry, my man.
I wonder if anybody else panicked, ordered food like I did. Like I've had groceries, and we did pretty good preparing and whatnot. But like, my wife and I both like, should we order something else and just like randomly get on Instacart and order more groceries than needed, and then half of them aren't there and they don't come. But like that's how I felt the first few days. Like I was supposed to be working, and I'm like looking at where can I get food sent from? I don't know.
So I'll say this as someone who likes to cook. It sucks for me because I did go and I went and like tonight. So we're late recording because I was making a sausage gravy, an Italian sausage gravy dish that I was like, okay, I'm going to make this and I'm going to freeze it. And I'm going to make a couple other things that I'm going to freeze. But I actually went this week and I was like, I got to go get like non-perishable stuff, or I got to go get like a ton of rice and things like that. Not because like I'm like super worried right now. I'm, here's the thing, like, right. Like if they institute any kind of, I guess more strict enforcement right now, even in Italy and these places, you're still allowed to go and shop and buy your food. They typically restrict you to like how many people from your house can leave and things like that. But for someone like me who likes a lot of fresh food, and I like to go to the store the day of, and I like to get everything fresh and make it. This is just really hard for me.
Yeah, same.
I hate it, to be honest. I ate the shit out of Doritos last night, though.
Talking about home and homes. Oh, Wisconsin and food. Yeah, sorry. I derailed that one.
No, that's fine. The only thing I was thinking, like the home and home thing, it just made me think more about, this isn't necessarily home and home, but, for basketball, like, why is the Dixie Classic not a thing anymore? Like, I know there was the scandal or whatever that happened in the past, but why is it State, Duke, UNC, and Wake, if at a minimum, if they don't get someone from across the nation to come and play at the event, like, why don't we do why don't we start the year this year with like a little ACC tournament classic or something like that, where we invite the 8 original teams and do something like that?
That would be interesting.
Because we didn't get our tournament. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can invite Maryland just to throw batteries at them. I remember Maryland.
I got some miscellaneous questions here. How about subscription services? Either of you guys use Stitch Fix, Loot Crate, HelloFresh? I've thought about using HelloFresh and one of those other places, but it's not really, doesn't really make sense, I don't think, because I like to cook. I know how to cook, and I have kids who are occasionally extremely picky. But talking about beef jerky, one of those websites I was looking at had a subscription beef jerky box, and I figured I'd try it first, but I'm very close to signing up for getting a regular fill of beef jerky sent to me.
I mean, that's got to be like the go-to right now. Long-term dried out meat. I'm surprised you haven't recommended an MRE service, Quentin, I know you're still listening. You've made it through our multiple re-edits for this episode. I feel like you're my MRE guy. You're going to tell me.
Quentin's got MRE.
Quentin's got, I guarantee it. And he's going to tell us a weird fish that he likes to pair with it. Because he's my guy. He's my guy. He knows this. So I have friends who have done, I'm trying to remember what it was Blue Apron. I had friends that used to do that a lot. But they were people that they weren't like confident in their cooking skills. And I think that's the only problem with that service is basically once it teaches you that you're capable of doing it, you don't need it anymore. So I'm not surprised. I don't even know if that, I remember they IPO'd and it was a big disaster, but
still a big disaster. Yeah.
I don't Stitch Fix or anything like that. I know kind of like the style I like. I really like Bonobos. I was like depressed when they got purchased out or bought out by Walmart. But for me, it's like I actually have too many work clothes. Like if my girlfriend was down here, she would like point out the like 40 shirts that are in my basement that are just hanging there that I don't even wear because I ate too many jerkies, I guess. So I don't need that. But I like the idea, to me, all these services are basically like, you're not comfortable or confident, or you do not stay up to date on trends. And so my thought is always like, they'll help you out like a little bit. And then you're going to realize like, oh, I really like this shirt and these pants and these shoes. And then you'll just like Google around and you'll see similar, right? And then you just start buying for yourself. I probably, if like these things had happened like 10 years ago, I'd be using them. I bet.
Yes, if I was a single male, 25 with a job, and didn't really care for going shopping, I would 100% do something.
You know what
like
I need now? I've just thought of this. I need like a sweat fix. You know,
that. I
I
was getting ready
need
to say sweatpants.
yeah, I need home easy. What do they call it? Home
Yeah.
athleisure, but like work leisure
Athleisure.
now.
Yeah.
I have been wearing sweats for probably the last 4 weeks, anyways. Just because I just really committed to like I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be hot soon. I better wear my sweats as long as I can.
Right.
And now I'm wearing them to cover up all my my fever stains. So, you know. Oh, let's move to this next one. This is a good one. Chicken biscuit.
Yeah,
power
chicken
ranking.
biscuit power rankings.
It's so good we echoed.
Yeah, I don't. That's tough, man. I go through phases where I like some better than others.
Okay, I'll lead us through this. You tell me how you feel. Bojangles, Cajun filet. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's top three. It's the old reliable, right? I mean, it's always good.
Do you get egg and cheese on it?
Occasionally, not usually.
Okay, I always get egg and cheese on it because I just feel like, why not? Now I'll say this, and maybe I'm being an idiot. Do they make a spicy Cajun filet?
Yes, they do.
Oh my god! Do I just have to say spicy Cajun filet?
Correct.
Okay, well, this is gonna immediately move them up in my rankings because I like spicy chicken sandwiches. Okay, we're going fast food right now. Chick-fil-A.
See, I love a Chick-fil-A biscuit. Not as often. I think I'd probably prefer Bojangles, but it's a completely different biscuit. It's like buttery. Yeah. My kids like Bojangles better. I don't
Chick-fil-A
know.
to me. Okay. It's the biscuit. You're 100% right. The biscuit takes me out of it. Okay.
I mean, it's good, but it's different. Yeah.
All right. Have you had the Popeyes?
I haven't had the Popeyes chicken sandwich, but I've had Popeyes biscuits before. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
So-
had it either, and I kind of feel like now's my time, right? Like everyone's too afraid to go out. Now I can finally get it.
If you can find a Popeyes that's open,
I'm sure they are. Cookout was still open today, man.
Cookout, the old reliable.
We we watched. Okay, this is what we did. Sunday we watched. We our friends ordered Cookout for us because we usually cook for them, and we had a mix up. So we actually made this glorious duck breast dinner on Saturday night, and they didn't show up, and we were like, why are they an hour late? And then we realized that they were supposed to hang out the next day. So to make up for it, they ordered Cookout trays for us and picked them up, and then we watched Contagion, and I have never been happier in my life. But I'll just say this: I wish Cookout did a chicken biscuit because I'm pretty sure like they'd win immediately.
I don't know about win. They'd be in the race.
Look, I would get a big double chicken biscuit style, cheddar style. Okay. Okay. I'm going to drench that thing in cheddar cheese, get some onions on there, a little mayo. Okay. I'm feeling it. I'm already, maybe we put it inside of a quesadilla. I don't know. It's Cookout, man. Let it happen. What other chicken biscuits are there out there that aren't like, I have to go to a nice.
Biscuitville.
Oh, yes. Biscuitville has the superior biscuit. I'm going to say it right now.
Biscuitville is up there, man. Because you can get like the spicy chicken biscuit and honey. Oh, it's so good.
I wasn't even aware this thing existed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then the ultimate sausage biscuit. They have an ultimate bacon biscuit. Biscuitville is. It's for me. It always comes down to Bojangles and Biscuitville because they're not too far from us. Oh.
Okay.
But
I haven't even had the Biscuitville chicken sandwich, and I'm already convinced I think it's the winner.
I have not had anybody who hasn't liked it. The spicy chicken honey biscuit is so good.
I'm gonna say this right now because we're talking about spicy chicken and we're talking about chickens in general. If anyone ever comes to Richmond, the restaurant is closed right now because of coronavirus. But if it opens back up, 23rd in Main, in Richmond has the best fried chicken sandwich I've ever had in my life. And I've had about 250 of them from this place now. I'm not joking. It's called the Freebird. If you come up here, you won't be let down. Spiced chicken. Well, you can get it hot. It's fried chicken, pimento cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, bacon. Oh,
Damn.
it's through the roof. It's through the roof. Okay.
Hardee's has a chicken biscuit.
Every time you say this, I'm just like, my mind's blown. I didn't realize that so many places had chicken biscuits.
Hardee's was the first chicken biscuit I had, and it was in Virginia, of all places. A friend of mine, I was, I don't know, 9 or 10. And when I was with him and his family going to the mountains of Virginia, and they went to Hardee's, and like, you want a biscuit? And I was like, you're a sausage biscuit? And like, no, chicken biscuit. What? And it was fantastic. It's not the same anymore. It used to be really like real chicken. Yeah. But they're good. I don't know where I put them on the list.
It's so weird now thinking about it. Like growing up, Hardee's and Burger King were our go-to. We had where I grew up in Clemens. Clemens used to be the Guinness World Record holder for number of gas stations in a.
I didn't know you grew up there. My college roommate is from Clemens.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll protect their names here, but we probably know them somehow. But that strip, you had Burger King, Hardee's, McDonald's, you had Biscuitville, and you had there's one more, I can't think of what it is. They were all like within 300 feet of each other, basically.
Yeah.
And I feel like it really Taco Bell, that's what it was. Jeez. Does Taco Bell have a chicken biscuit? But it was, I'm just thinking about it, man. Like I Hardee's and Burger King were always my go-to growing up. Oh, I don't know, man. This is weird. Taking me down memory lane. Okay, we'll save this for 2 weeks from now. Yeah. We'll talk about memory lane meals. Why is AutoZone
and then McDonald's chicken biscuit?
Does AutoZone have a chicken biscuit?
AutoZone does not have a chicken biscuit, but I had to give a shout out to AutoZone. This was before we had like an hour and a half of conversation. I put this in the notes because I was like, if we need something to talk about, let's talk about AutoZone. I wasn't expecting it. I went out to take the dog for a walk today. We usually go to a trail somewhere, and my truck started I was like, this doesn't smell right. And I get under and it's like just pouring liquid out. Water pump's gone and yada yada. So I get on the internet and I'm like, all right, I can fix this myself, and watched way too many YouTube videos that were not about cheese, and end up ordering a pump from AutoZone. And the reason I did AutoZone instead of like Rock Auto, which was cheaper, was AutoZone was going to deliver it the next day. Like, they usually do that for shops, right? Shops order a part and they can get it the next day. AutoZone says, here it is, order it and you can have it tomorrow. I got today, actually. The guy was like, yeah, we were bored. He brought it over to me. I was like, AutoZone, man, just made a customer. Like, I will go back to AutoZone now.
Good for them.
I need a part.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I went to Woodcraft today and bought a planer, and there was it was so weird. I've been going to this store for the last month. I've probably been 4 or 5 times. Every time I go in there, it's like jam packed. Things are going on. Walked in there today. It's like a ghost town. And I just sat and talked to the guys for a little bit, and they joked around a bit. And I'll say this, the one thing I'm super worried about with coronavirus is you don't have to worry about this with an AutoZone, but I'm worried about these kind of locally owned businesses. Like Woodcraft has franchises, and the reason I'm saying this is after talking to these guys for a few weeks, I've gone in there and I've started buying my tools and things from them because I'm like, okay, I'm paying probably 10 or 15% more than I would on Amazon, but I'm keeping these guys employed. And I walked in there today and I was just like, you know what? I'm going to drop a big chunk of change in here because I don't know how long these guys are going to be able to board up, right? Who knows what kind of, little, I know we're supposed to be getting checks at some point, right, from the government for a month at least, but that's only going to last so long. So I guess what I want to say, I don't know why this AutoZone story, probably because of the obviously great salesmanship and customer service that you received, made me think that if you have the opportunity, try to go support a local business here in the last few days before in case things really get shut down. If there's a restaurant you really like, buy a gift card. Don't go crazy, but like, buy yourself a gift card and give them a little bit of a cash injection here. Just in case, because I really like that Freebird sandwich, and I'm probably going to go hook my guy Brian up at 23rd and Main and buy a gift card.
I would probably buy 50 Biscuitville biscuits right now if I could get them delivered, because there ain't no way in hell I'm going out to a restaurant.
If you could get them staggered delivered, just be like, right? Hey, I need 3 biscuits per day. Look, this is how crazy it is. I went and bought, what are they? Pillsbury dough, like Grand's biscuits. Like, I can't explain why I'm about to be hunkered down, and the thing I need right now is cinnamon rolls. I don't know. I'm wondering is there the rest of America going through the same thing where they're like, I'm going to buy the shit I never buy because I don't know when I'm going to get something nice and tasty.
I know.
It's weird. It's weird. It's not like I think there's going to be like tanks patrolling the street or anything like that, because I know Quentin's going to start tweeting at us after this episode. And Quentin, I'm only jamming you up right now because you're next on the sheet right now, and we have a note that says, should we maybe save this one for next week? So I'm trying to get you activated, because we're going to need some entertainment. But I'm just saying this from a person who's at a massive company, and I'm seeing the challenges that are being presented. And I'm seeing the challenges that my customers are going through, that I can only think that for smaller businesses right now, it is about to be hell. So if you have the opportunity, try to support them. But at the same time, you got to protect your own cheddar. You got to mind your mentals, as my guy once said from, why am I forgetting Skittles? Running back from Seattle Seahawks. Marshawn Lynch. You got to mind your chicken, mind your mentals. I hope we can do this regularly, because I think things are going to get just weird and people are going to be caged up. So if you've listened this far, if you're still mowing your grass, if that's even allowed anymore tomorrow, submit questions to us and we'll shoot the crap here. I have so many things. I was thinking next week maybe we can talk about TV shows and movies and things like that. We've been binging. I've been going through a lot of things. Here, I'll list off a couple in case anyone's listening. There's a show called Primal. You probably need like YouTube TV or access to Adult Swim to see it, but it's about a caveman and a T-Rex that basically endure tragedy and decide to go hunt and murder bigger dinosaurs, is how it was told to me. And I just watched the first episode. There's no talking in the show. And it was very poignant and moving, and I'm really excited. It's only 5 episodes, so if you want to, you can see it, within a day. I started watching The Outsider on HBO. That's been very good. I have 2 episodes left of that. Obviously, you dropped a big bombshell on me yesterday, Evan, about Bosch. So very excited.
417.
Very excited.
Bosch is coming back.
It's good to know that in a month when I'm about to murder somebody, I won't, because I'm going to watch Bosch and realize Bosch will catch me. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I think next week we'll probably be a little bit more all over the place. I don't know. So
we won't have any sports to talk about. I guarantee that.
Yeah. That's so depressing.
If you think of a new sport that's fun to play in your house while you're locked in, let us know. I think we should do that. We'll be like the home Olympics, and we'll feature any good sport that people come up with.
That'd be interesting. My kids like to play, run around the house like they're maniacs. I think that's an Olympic sport. Just go,
Do you remember, Evan, did you ever play the Nintendo track and field game?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, with like the little running pad.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you what I would give to have that right now.
Right? Yeah. Man.
We used to cheat so bad at that game. Oh,
Like, it's been 3 days of roughly 3-ish days of quarantine. And this morning, my oldest had my youngest at 5 and 3 walking around pretending he was a puppy. So he was walking my youngest. And my youngest was, "Ruff, ruff, I'm a puppy."
and you were like,
That's where we are.
you were like, I've
in our
seen
household.
Lord of the Flies. This
Yeah.
isn't happening.
They're coming for me. They're coming for me. Oh. All right. Don't read the Imperial College report that is going around the internet right now.
Don't. Please don't.
Please don't read it if you haven't read it yet. It is the report that led to the extreme measures we've seen in the U.S. this week. So, yeah, it's terrifying. Don't read it. So we'll leave you with that. And I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No, I think next week we can give. I've got a bunch of book recommendations. We've been doing book club for the last year, so if people need something like that, I've got plenty. Just try to stay positive, people. If we're lucky, in 3 or 4 weeks, this thing will wash over us and everything will be good. Stay in contact with your parents or anyone elderly. You probably have a lot of time on your hands now, so feel free to text people. I had a great text started with my buddies. We usually, we spent all our lives together, and then now they've all had kids, and my life is busy as hell, and so we don't contact each other very often. But just reach out to people, and if you get bored or you get stir crazy, I guarantee there's someone else that wants to talk to you.
That's right. You can always tweet at us because I'll probably respond to you.
Guaranteed. Though we might not respond to you just so we have material.
Yeah. Or you could just make some cheese. So I'm going to leave you with that.
G'day, curd nerds. Another cheese making taste test. This one, something special. This is a very old cheese. So this is Pecorino Romano that was made from raw ewe's milk, sheep's milk, and it was made in November 2017. So it is 2.5 years old.